Hello and good day, everybody. It's Brina. Today is Wednesday. We're back with the midweek motivation. I hope you're having a good week. Hard to believe that this is the last Wednesday in February, and on Monday we will be in March. So the months and the weeks are definitely flying by, and I hope that you are accomplishing all the things that you set out to do at the beginning of the year. So last week I came from the book of Nehemiah with our motivational word, and we talked about seeking guidance. And so, what I'm going to do over the next several weeks is we're going to actually do a series on Nehemiah. And as I said last week, he is one of my favorite biblical characters, and the book of Nehemiah is a book that I read often. So we're going to come out of Nehemiah over the next couple weeks. So last week we talked about the fact that he sought guidance and that we should do the same. And so this week we're going to continue with Nehemiah's story, and we're going to start in Nehemiah chapter 2. And I encourage you to read verses 1 through 10. I'll just highlight a few verses today. So this is after Nehemiah realizes that the walls of Jerusalem have been destroyed. He hears this news in chapter 1, and then he prays and asks God for guidance. And so now in chapter 2, he is at work in his profession as a cupbearer for the king. The king notices that something is wrong with Nehemiah. He notices that Nehemiah's countenance is low. And so the king asks him, well, what's wrong? What's going on with you? And in verse 3, he answers the king and says, why should my face not look sad when the city where my fathers are buried lies in ruins and its gates have been destroyed by fire? Verse 4, the king said to me, what is it you want? Then I prayed to the God of heaven and answered the king, if it pleases the king, and if your servant has found favor in his sight, let him send me to the city in Judah where my fathers are buried so that I can rebuild it. And I was reading from the New International Version. So the word for today is have a plan. Um, so, somewhere in between the time that Nehemiah prayed to God once he heard about the walls and this moment, God has given him a plan. So, he's ready when the king asks him, what does he want? There's an expression that says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that's about having a plan. And so, somewhere in that time, Nehemiah has an idea of what he wants to do to rectify the situation, to deal with this need that has come about. And so, for us, we too have to have a plan. We see a need, we have a goal, we have something that we want to accomplish. It's not going to accomplish itself. So, we must have a plan. And where does this plan come from? As believers, we should seek God for our plan. We should seek God for the action steps that we should take so that we can be successful. That's what Nehemiah did. He prayed to God, he put his need before God, and God responded to him by giving him a plan. And so when the king asked Nehemiah, well, what do you want me to do? Nehemiah immediately answers and says, please send me to Jerusalem so that I can assist with this effort, and send me with letters so that I can get the supplies and the materials that I need from other kings to help me in this work. And so Nehemiah is ready to answer when the king asks, well, what is it you want? Because Nehemiah had a plan, and his plan came from God. And so the lesson for us is that we need to have a plan, and we need to get that plan, seek God for that plan, so that when the opportunities present themselves to get resources and people and other things to help us, we're ready, and we don't have to go back and say, well, let me get back to you. We are ready to move forward with our plan. So I hope that word encourages you to have a plan and put it on paper. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain. So put it on paper and then implement those plans that you have set. It's more than just putting them on paper and saying, oh, I have a plan. The next step is actually to do your plan. So that's the word for today. Have a plan. I hope that blesses you, and I pray you have a blessed